I made a video a couple days ago saying, don't believe everything you hear. Everyone's reporting that Kathleen Kennedy was going to be retiring. We had a succession plan in place. Filoni, whoever it was going to be. Kevin Feige's been mentioned. And of course, yesterday, a new report comes out by Deadline that apparently she's not retiring, and she has actually been thinking about this for years and years. But she says that she is going to be making movies until she dies. So that is definitely not what Star Wars fans want to hear. And I'm not going to sit here and go through this article. This video is more about, I don't want to say it's a rant. It's definitely not a rant. It is, I do want to show you guys one thing that I'm very, very irritated with. So I'm going to go ahead and share this article. Now, this is written by IGN. This came out this morning, and this was in the other article. This is cleaner looking, I believe. So anyways, so she does talk a little bit about the upcoming projects. Supposedly there's 4 movies that are currently being worked on, including The Mandalorian Grogu that comes out next year. There's supposedly still one being created by James Mangold. There's one being created by Taika Waititi. There's another one that this will be the Ryan Gosling Star Wars project. So I guess there's 4, but what really irritates me is right here. Down here, I'm highlighting it on the screen. Guys, this is what makes me so angry about this entire thing. She just doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. Right here, it says, Kennedy said, part of the challenge is that Lucasfilm is having to wait for top talent as they juggle their busy schedules. Star Wars, she insisted, is a major commitment of 2 to 3 years, and there can be no competing work going on during that time. So she said it's hard to get talent to carve out that sort of time. Here's the issue with this, right? Mark Hamill was nobody when George brought him on. Carrie Fisher was like, 18 or 19 years old? Nobody even knew who she was. Harrison Ford, I mean, he had been in 1 or 2 films. And then obviously we have Alec Guinness, who played more of that mentor role, more of a, not a small role, but definitely not a main character as far as the entire movie goes. This is why I think Disney struggles with Star Wars. They think they need to go out and get these A-listers. Listen, make a script that makes sense. Have a plan.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Although George Lucas, I think as much as he says, he probably had ideas, right? Because he's been on record saying that Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi were not even what the original ideas were. Like, he had an idea. He had the idea for the prequels. There's always going to be changes. Disney has no plan. Look at what we've gotten. It's just a mess. This is the problem. It's not about your A-list actors. I love seeing Jude Law and Skeleton Crew. I really did. I thought he did a phenomenal job. But the thing that worked with that show that literally nobody watched, which you should go watch it because it is good. Probably because she didn't have to dig her claws into it and ruin everything. But the thing that makes Skeleton Crew so good is the character development of each of the characters and the fact that the script was pretty good overall. I just don't know what else to say. I knew that I knew this was too good to be true. And that's what I said in the video. I said, you better take it with a grain of salt because we've heard this how many times. And the people who are releasing this information, these insiders, how much of an insider are they really if they continuously get things wrong? It's very depressing. I thought we were seeing a light. But again, in the back of my mind, I was like, you know what? I bet you this isn't even true. And, even if she does end up leaving Lucasfilm, I bet you she still is going to have her hand in some of this. Depending upon if it is Filoni, if it is Kevin Feige, who end up taking her spot as president of Lucasfilm, I feel like she's always going to be part of this. I mean, she kind of says this. She said that she's already been talking about retirement. She's been thinking about this for years. And now this report comes out. And, of course, now we're all open arms. She has single-handedly ruined Star Wars along with Mr. Ruin Johnson. And, JJ, again, JJ set up The Force Awakens. I still think it was a good movie. I still enjoy watching that movie. I don't like it as much as I did because I know what follows it. And that's my biggest issue right now with The Mandalorian, because unless they're going to try to retcon some of this crap, we know where it leads. And I don't think it's fair to have, Filoni and Favreau to try to make sense of the sequels. I feel like that's what we're doing in The Mandalorian, in The Bad Batch, Book of Boba Fett. Like we're trying to get to a spot in the Mandalorian universe that will allow the sequels to be better.
The Emperor is dead.
Dark science. Cloning. Secrets only the Sith knew.
Like, look at all of the projects that they're making just to do that. I mean, look at the last season of Bad Batch. That entire season basically had to do with the cloning of Palpatine, which before the Rise of Skywalker, it was mentioned in Legends, let's call it Expanded Universe, please. But it was mentioned, but it was never brought up ever until Rise of Skywalker. And now look at all of the things and all of the money they are spending to fix that disaster. So I don't know, guys. It's again, as a true Star Wars fan, it's just it really makes me sad and angry at the same time. And I apologize for if this became a rant video. That's not really what I meant to do. But, I can sit here and read the entire article to you, and that's it. But I feel like at this point, if you follow this channel, I feel like you probably know how I feel. I grew up with Star Wars. I have nothing but love for Star Wars. But what they did with The Last Jedi, how they ruined Luke's character, they made him do things that character would never do unless something severe happens. And I'm sorry, but like training Ben Solo and having Ben become a Sith, I mean, come on, you'd stop him. Like Luke would stop him, and it would never even happened. But let me know down in the comments. What do you guys think? We'll see what happens with all this. Praying The Mandalorian Grogu is a good movie. I don't know. I'm not loving what I'm hearing about Jabba the Hutt's son and this bounty hunter they're bringing in from the Clone Wars. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. The Ryan Gosling film, again, who knows? Gosling is a pretty good actor. But again, if the script is crap, basically, the movie will be crap. If there's no character development, it just won't be good. So, all right, guys, I'm out. Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you guys in the next video.